Yeah. I know what many of you are thinking right now, and yes, I do look very young. I'm actually in my mid-80s. My secret is a vino. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, professors, teachers, businessmen, women, and employers who just like to use their company's money to come to Vegas. My name is William Wang, and I, unlike all of you here, have not graduated from college yet. In fact, I haven't graduated from high school either. I'm here just for the free food and, well, you know, Vegas. I'm a first semester senior, and I know, it's the hardest of times, so close to that second semester senioritis. But enough about me today. I'm here to talk to you about how I worked with Dr. Peter Tong. Dr. Tong, would you mind just standing up? This is Dr. Tong. He's my math and statistics teacher, and together we helped develop a new course at my high school. It's a brand new course. It's a one-semester math elective, and what I've come to realize over these 3 years of high school is that students are usually already set on a career path before they enter college, due to the courses that they've taken in high school. This course will intend to increase interest in big data, thus closing the gap in demand for data scientists in the future. What I want for this new course is to give students the opportunity to catch a glimpse of the big data world before they enter the workforce. The first step towards awareness. In fact, this course can be broken down into 3 components: exposure, protection, and awareness. We are all exposed to the big data realm today, and we need to protect ourselves from the hidden dangers that it can bring. How do we do that? Through awareness. There are many challenges with designing a university-level class for the high school level. Applied mathematics and statistics and computer science can be extremely abstract and challenging at times, especially for the students who have never experienced statistics or coding in their life before. Believe me when I say that the struggle is real. Some classes at high school can be just overwhelming. And when we, the students, see ourselves failing to grasp a concept, it can be extremely discouraging. If my first exposure to the data science, professional data science world is through complex mathematical formulas and complex and confusing computer science jargon, then I'm afraid that it just doesn't look all too attractive. Let it be known that I don't mean that any of you computer science, statistics, or mathematics professors out here to present your course in a similar fashion. I'm sure all of your courses are presented in a much more attractive fashion than a course in particular at my high school, AP Chem, complex redox equations on the first day. Please excuse my cough. But you see my point. If we decide to introduce big data in the same fashion, we'll see the same amount of discouragement and disinterest. It is important that a student's first exposure to a field be of inspiration. Chemistry teachers may say how chemistry might help save the world from global warming. Biology teachers will say how biology can help cure cancer tomorrow. And history teachers might say how history will be the diplomacy for tomorrow. Big data science teachers, too, will have something of similar sorts with the Multivac. This course begins with a short story by Isaac Asimov, with his lovely beard, I believe, who is a famous science fiction writer and the author of I, Robot, called The Last Question, that illustrates of an all-powerful, self-correcting, data-assimilating machine. The Multivac was a data miner and produced the answers to the questions we so desperately needed by scouring all human-created data for correlations. In fact, it's stated within the novel, the Multivac was self-adjusting and self-correcting. It had to be, for nothing human could ever adjust and correct it quickly enough, or even adequately enough. The Multivac will be introduced to the students as an example of what good big data can bring to the world. The major obstacle right now that impedes the Multivac's development is the amount of resources dedicated towards this cause, specifically scientists. This is why the process of inspiration is so crucial for future development. The second bit of introduction will be about what happened on Valentine's Day of 2011. I know what you're thinking, and no, I won't be sharing a personal story of mine. My Valentine's Day 3 years ago was rather quiet and uneventful. I'm sure many of you guys had plenty planned that night. But I did have a date with the IBM Watson machine. And on that fateful event, I saw two humans, Ken Jennings and Brad Ruther, lose to a machine, the Multivac, the Watson machine, at our own event, the Jeopardy game. Our own game, puns, pop culture, and analogies, events I thought we were the best at. Thus, fiction was slowly turning into fact. After introducing these two examples, a series of reading assignments will be done. The two books we'll be using are Big Data, A Revolution That Will Transform How We Work and Think by Victor and Kenneth, and Predictive Analytics, The Power to Predict Who Will Click, Buy, Lie, or Die by Eric Siegel. These two books work as complements of each other. Both offer unique big data examples, such as the Google prediction of H1N1 flu trends during the 2009 outbreak, and how Amazon can utilize data from our purchasing history and viewing history to offer us other products of our interest. Here, you'll see that all I ever do on Amazon is purchase big data books. Because ever since the course's inception, I have realized that no other product in the world is as worthy as big data knowledge. In short, I have developed no life since. It's like nursing a newborn child. Not that I have a child, nor have I personally experienced childbirth, or nursing for that matter, but the point remains, it's a big commitment. Ruby will be introduced as an introductory coding language for the students as well. Rest assured, it will be introduced in the most fun way possible, through gaming. Ruby Warrior is a free simulative game developed by Block Industries where you can program the warrior here to move, attack, free captives, or among other actions. In this panel specifically, the warrior has to defeat the green slime monster, shoot an arrow at the wizard, free the captive, turn around, defeat the archer, free the second captive, all while maintaining its health. Lastly, with a formal corporate partnership with IBM's China Development Lab, otherwise known as CDL, Concordia International School, Shanghai, my high school, is able to offer the Demand Tech Retail Challenge. The Retail Challenge focuses on shipping through large quantities of data, or price listings, for 6 consumer products: Tassel Tea, Nestea, Maxwell House Coffee, MJB Coffee, Coffee Mate Creamer, and coffee filters. Each team, or student, is given 18 weeks worth of data, price listings, inventory sold, and how much inventory remained. From this data, they are expected to project new prices in a 6-week real-time simulative challenge against other teams. The objective is to maximize profits. Students have to carefully balance how much inventory to sell and buy, as to not fall into debt and to get as much net gains as fast as possible. In this spreadsheet here, you see 18 weeks worth of data, and from this data set, it is projected that the maximum amount of profit per week is $28,384, and the maximum profit in 6 weeks is $170,305 in total. The last assignment for the course will involve students presenting about how big data is impacting their specific field of study. This doesn't have to be about mathematics, statistics, or coding. In fact, this can be about how analytics is alleviating world hunger, or how big data's impact on the medical world is changing how doctors prescribe medication to patients. This one semester math elective is just one part of an overarching 3-part plan. We begin with explorations. Explorations, to give you a short introduction at my high school, is a 2-week event after our finals exam period where freshmen and sophomores are able to take course electives not offered any time other during the school year, courses such as photography, ultimate frisbee, and national history day. As the big data's popularity and course enrollment increases, we hope that prospective students will enroll in the corresponding exploration program as to cover basic materials and introductory material before they enter the course. The purpose of these 2 weeks is to not only attract potential students, but to also give the students who aren't going to enroll in the class a chance to get a sense of data awareness as well. This leads directly to the course. And lastly, internships. As mentioned before, with a formal corporate collaboration with IBM CDL, students of the Big Data course will be able to get internship positions at the lab and will be able to shadow coders and developers who develop software consumers, all relating to big data analytics. What we need to realize now is that big data is not only about covering the hard sciences, such as the math, the sciences, and business. We can no longer view them as these structured components in which big data is impacting. In fact, we need to realize that it also impacts the arts and the humanities. If we're able to implement this paradigm shift, then we'll see an influx of my generation of students signing up for these type of courses. Because not everyone will be data scientists in the future. We just need a more data-aware population for the future. As students are exposed more to this emerging field of science and application, they will each see big data in their own unique ways. By exposing high school students to big data, we are able to set up and instill a passion in them before they enter university or graduate levels of study, therefore not wasting any time in college. Big data touches on all fields in the workforce, whether we like it or not. And there is genuinely something for everyone in the study of big data. What we lack right now is the exposure. The integration of real-world examples will create the dynamic classroom experience that will put students on the path of data awareness for both the good and the bad. Thank you.